that he has done for the children of this community. We're going to be speaking with a Yonkers voice. I have a short prepared statement. Anybody that wants to step up and say something, please do so. But like I said, let's keep it to the topic of supporting Dr. Quezada. All right, guys? It's important that he does, because sometimes when you get accused of something and you don't want to be left out there as if somebody, I got to take this off a little bit, as if nobody has your back. And we're here, like I said, support, because he's done, for what I've known, a tremendous job. So I'll start by saying this, that, like I said, we're not protesting anything or anyone. We're here in support of Dr. Quezada. I know him to be a man of integrity and honor, and what we perceived as he being unfairly attacked. We will continue to support our brothers and sisters in the African American community in the fight for justice, equality, and ending systematic racism. That's very important. But we're here also supporting a man of color who is an inspiration to many in this community. Dr. Quezada is an immigrant who rose out of poverty to become a transformational leader in one of the biggest school districts in New York State. Some of his accomplishments, and as you can see, we're gathered here with leaders in Yonkers, from Yonkers, are overhauling the staff and infrastructure in Yonkers, taking graduating rates from 30% to 80%, and they're continuing to rise. He has and continue to integrate our school systems. The dropout rate in Yonkers is below 3%. That's half of the state average. State assessment scores have significantly improved, so much so that the Board of Trustees offered him a contract prior to his current contract expiring. All right, so I repeat that. His contract did not expire, and they wanted to keep his great work and make sure that they kept him, that they offered him a new contract. He has overseen one of the most successful My Brother's Keeper programs in the country, and he's been lauded for it. So we just want to make sure, Yonkers, that you know that we are here supporting Dr. Quezada and the good work that he's done for the students. And we have a few students here that want to come up and say something about him. Any of you guys want to come up?
I've known Dr. I've known Dr. Quezada for many years. He was my high school principal, and I must say my relationship with him has always been positive. Just a few years ago, we started a humanitarian group, which included a group of diverse students from the school, Lincoln High School. And this, what I call a grassroots movement, was all dedicated in being able to figure out ways in order to help other students who may look like me to be able to rise and actually progress towards something that's much bigger than what we see in our everyday lives. This is a continuing effort that still continues to go on, and I'm proud to say that I'm greatly appreciative to have known such a man. Thank you.
Hello, how are you guys? My name is Derek Adu, and all I have to say about Dr. Quezada is nothing but positive. There isn't a human being who just always has done the right thing, always positive, always within reach. And I graduated out of Yonkers Public Schools as well. And there's come a time where you need someone who has your back and who's always available whenever you need them. And he's always within reach. He's always hands-on. And like we said, we went from 30% to 80% graduation rates. That's unheard of. And it's just so positive that, we have somebody like that in power, somebody who actually represents us. And we just hope that he really continues to, because at the end of the day, this is what we do this work for. and this is what we continue to do this work. And I guess moving forward, we would like to keep pushing the agenda along and to help the next generation, and we will continue to just do just that. So Dr. Quezada, it's just all positive, and God-fearing man, and we will continue to push this agenda along. Thank you.
Anybody else? ¿Cualquier otra persona quiere decir algo?
I'm on the way to the train back. Good morning. I want everybody to be thankful to be here. We are here because everybody knows that there's racial problems in Yonkers. Yonkers was the last city to be desegregated. We are not here to create division between the African American community and us, because I'm Dominican and I'm black. The Dominican Republic was the first entry point for slaves, where we were sold throughout everybody else. I was very hurtful because somebody in the video made a negative comment about those people. But we are here because we want to work with the NAACP, because the NAACP historically has led the fight for us Latinos to benefit from it. We are not each other's enemy. We want to work with the NAACP. There's systematic racism in the police department, the schools. How come the 3 top performing schools are all white? So I guess white people have better luck with the lottery than all of us. We want to talk about the police department, other institutions that are in Yonkers. We do not think that Dr. Quezada is the problem, and we want to work with you guys on dealing with the issues. We have been allies, Dominicans, African Americans, Puerto Rican, Mexicans, and we know that when people have a protest, people get passionate. This is not a counter protest. This is a cry for us to work together like we do in the 5 boroughs. Let's deal with the issues that are here. These issues were not done by Dr. Quezada. There's a lot of problems in the city of Yonkers in terms of all these buildings here. 10% affordable housing. That means out of 100 apartments, maybe 2 were for people. The Yonkers, we have to hold everybody here accountable. The city council passed this budget where they terminated this woman's position. Now nobody wants to take a vote. The city council voted to approve a $2 million increase in the budget of the Yonkers police force. That money should have been restructured to the Board of Education. We are here. Yes, we love Dr. Quezada. He's the highest ranking Latino in the city of Yonkers, probably in all of Westchester. He might look light-skinned, but if he's Dominican, I'm sure his DNA would tell you something else, like all of us that are here. We are here because we want to work together. We don't want to be pitted one community against the other. 58% of the public school children in Yonkers are Latinos. Just like African American, we are stuck in all the overcrowded school. I know because my son is ADHD. There were 30 students in his class, 1 teacher. So we are not here only supporting Dr. Quezada, but we are calling for a unity table for Latinos, African American, and other communities of color to come together and not to attack each other. Because when we make comments about, I was very hurtful by some of the comments that were made, that when Dr. Quezada and his kind of people came, and I understand that when people come to a rally, people get passionate, but we are here and calling for collaboration, for all of us to work together, because there's a lot of nepotism in Yonkers, there's a lot of racism in Yonkers. Like I said, the NAACP did a historic lawsuit against the city of Yonkers that didn't end until the 1980s, if I'm not mistaken, to desegregate housing in public schools. And this is a call for us to work together, to fight together. We shouldn't be fighting for one position. The Board of Education, City Hall, the police department, sanitation in Yonkers needs to reflect all of us, because this is not a mostly white city anymore. If you put together African American, Latinos, Jordanians, South Asians, we are more than 50%. So that means that 50% of everything should go to us. thank you for being here, and I hope that all of us are here, are going to join the NAACP and sit down with them and say we need to fight, not for one position, but for all of the positions. And a lot of us that are immigrants, we look up to Dr. Quezada because we know that where he came from. But we also understand that a decision was made to eliminate the only African-American woman that sits on the board, on the Yonkers Board of Education. And we are here calling for all of us to sit together and fight for the systematic racism that is embedded in the DNA of the city. Thank you, Sammy, for bringing this together, and thank you for everyone that is here.
Anybody else want a few words? Otra persona quiere decir algo? Venga.
Morning. My name is Angel Fernandez. I've been a resident from Yonkers for 35 plus years. My son was born here, and I'm here to support Edwin Quezada. I believe Edwin has done a tremendous and excellent job with the entire community. No, that includes African American, white, Hispanics, every one of them. And for me, that I was a PTA president, I believe Edwin has been, in the last 20 years, the best superintendent that we ever have here. Why? Because of the job he has done and the commitment he has to the community. That's the only thing I can say. Edwin, he has my support. Thank you.
Anybody else? Anybody else? I just want to say before Francisco, he's going to say
Hello everyone, thank you for coming in support of Dr. Quezada and his leadership. I am here because I am a true believer of what Dr. Quezada is doing for this entire community. I'm a teacher myself, but in the community I'm a community organizer. Probably I'm here in that capacity now because that's what brought me together with him in many occasions in order to brainstorm and help out the community to develop. But Dr. Quezada is a true leader. In the state of New York, Dr. Quezada is among the strong leaderships that is listed in there. Out of 100, he's in the position number 11. It tells a lot about him and about what he's doing for the community. Dr. Quezada was in 1916. In 2016, he became a co-chair with Dr. Bostic of the My Brother's Keepers initiative that became a movement after that, always vouching for the young people of color for better opportunities, as they call it, from cradle to college. And his commitment to the young people has been firm. And he is always there lending a hand. There are many other things about Dr. Quezada that we really admire. His tenacity at work, the first one to come to work and the last one to leave office on a daily basis. And I'm truly proud of his leadership in our community. And I think whatever upsetting situation that might have raised respecting to part of the decisions in the administration, they have been taken too far in terms of even demanding his resignation. That is unacceptable. The kind of leader we have to cherish, we have to keep, we have to support him. And he's working for the entire community. Thank you.
Very good. I'm happy to say that, I'm hoping to sit down with Reverend Coleman and speak on the issues. Obviously, the African American community, the Latino community, we're natural allies. We're in this together. We're in this fight together. We must continue to work together because we are at a crossroads in our country. And we must seize the moment. And by dividing, they're going to conquer us. So I hope that everybody gets the message of unity. I personally am going to do my part. I know everybody else that's here is going to do their part, but we have a good chance here. We have a moment. And like I said, thank everybody for coming. We're here to support and remind everybody that the good work that Dr. Quezada has done and how lucky Yonkers is in having him. And losing him, in my opinion, would be a travesty. So let's continue to work together, to fight together, to embrace each other, and let's cry together sometimes. All right? Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody.
Reverend.
With my wife. Hey, what's most important is my wife. Yes, sir.
If we know somebody, we do it.
No, but here in Yonkers.
Yeah?
Yeah, 616.
Oh.
Please, tomorrow go.
It's during the week because like Saturday and Sunday, that's church stuff.
Obviously, after the elections on Tuesday, you know.
I like to see.
Yeah, after election Tuesday. We can absolutely get together. Yeah, I love the show.
The spirit speaks volumes.
Well, Reverend, I was here last week.
Yep.
I am here today to cover the news. I'm here as a platform of communication so the people of Yonkers can know what's going on both sides of the fence.
Absolutely.
Now, the day that we were here, you and the panel and the folks that were present said what they have to say. Today we have a different group. Even though they are saying that there is no conflict, this is not a counter-protest. Well, the optical illusion is that there is.
It is. That's right.
Okay?
Correct.
This is what I would see if I was from the outside.
That's right.
Because if I wanted to create or project that there is no conflict, this is not a counter-protest, then perhaps I would call you and say, let's sit down and talk, and then unite together.
And let me just say, let me just speak to that very right away, poignantly, because that's the first. First of all, the reason why I came is because our African American brothers and sisters for 400 years have been the ones who've been enslaved, ostracized, treated the way in which we've been treated. Number one, America, the white man looted America and brought us over here, looted us as well, and we ended up building this country for free. That's what slaves do, okay? And as we've progressed through Jim Crow, through civil rights, all of those things to where we are now. What we have always tried to do is protest, and protesting is speaking on what has been done to us, what continues to be done to us, the systematic things that have been done to us. Everybody knows it, everybody understands it, and anybody who does not understand it or act as if they don't understand it are just closing their eyes to it, period. It's here. Everybody knows it. That's number one. But number two is that we're also the same people who, as long as we're the ones who listen, and we've been listening and listening and listening. We're the ones who listen. But when we speak, then there's always opposition. Pay attention to all this that's systematic across the board throughout the years. And that's why we came today, to listen. I want to hear what you have to say. Because guess what? I'm not against you. I'm for our people to come together. Black, white, red, yellow. I want everybody to come together. All we're doing is standing up for what's right. And what's right, what's wrong is everything puts the black man woman, boy, and girl at the bottom. Everything. And that's why we're standing. But other than that, we just want everybody to be fair. When it comes down to Dr. Quezada, I respond like this. I'm a pastor. Everybody knows me. Everybody knows I do everything I can for our people, for justice, for righteousness, because I stand up for Christ, number one. And I stand up for the righteousness and fairness of all, because that's what Jesus did. Okay? But here's the point. No matter what, if something happens wrong at my church, or my deacon does something, or my deacon's ministry does something, and they make the wrong decision, who's going to be blamed? Who's going to be blamed? It's going to be who? Who are they going to call? Pastor Coleman. They're going to say his name. You can't, and I'm not going to get anybody to come together for them, for me. Why? Because I got to take the heat. That's all it is. And we make that adjustment. Other than that, it's okay. We only came to listen, to hear what has to be said. There were several things that I heard that was wonderful. Come talk to the NAACP, because we are standing up for everyone. We've done it. The record is clear. We stand up for everyone. The proof is there. So there's no issue here. The greatest thing for us to do is to make sure that we come together, and that's the reality. But when it comes down to today, the main thing is hear what has to be said, receive that, and let's go forward.
Thank you, Reverend.
Thank you.
Now, Sammy, I heard everything that you had to say. You were clear when you said this is not a counter-protest.
No, it's not.
But it sounded like one. I must tell you, I'm looking this from the outside.
Okay.
No, I heard what you're saying perfectly, and you said it numerous times. But to the people out there, it might look like it was. And I'm going to tell you why. Because there was a protest last week that you knew about it. Certain things were said that you didn't agree with, and many other people did not agree with. There was the protest of last week was not in favor of Dr. Quezada, because they felt that some of the decisions taken by the Board of Education were not pro-African American.
Right.
And that was the truth. Now you came over.
No, that's not the truth. But go
well,
ahead.
according to them.
According to that, okay.
Okay, I'm talking about according to the people that were here protesting. So today you are here in support of Dr. Quezada, and many others are, but they see these as, things of different spectrums.
Right.
So please clarify, what is this? Wouldn't it be better or proactive if you just had got together with the other group and say, let's talk it over, and then have a rally where we are all together and show unity among us?
Yes, I believe that somebody, whether I'm not going to say tried, but obviously sometimes things are times of the essence. And I tell people all the time, we are not protesting. This is not a protest. This is just a rally in support. Okay, I understand that it's very sexy to say this is a kind of protest, and like Marisol said, some people, their passion takes over them, and when you act out of passion, sometimes you make mistakes. I'm glad that I was able to meet Reverend Coleman, and we're going to sit down and we're going to, believe me, we're going to hash out a lot of things. I know that people are going to try to run with this and do something else. You're going to be wasting your time, because at the end of the day, we are aligned in what we want. We want justice, we want equality, and we want to end racial, systematic racism, in the system. So we're in the same, like I said, we're in the same boat. So I don't believe the notion that we're here, and we're, protesting or kind of protest. People want to take it that way. They just want to create something that it's not there. Because I am not, believe me, and I'm not here as a congressional candidate. I forgot to make that sure. I'm here because I know the man. I know the man, and I know that people were gonna do. Believe me, people were thinking about doing something different, you know, and going about this the wrong way. And I said, listen, the best way is let's just get together. Let's show everybody. Listen, we support Dr. Quezada, and we are gonna sit down. And we are going to say, we're in this together. We're going to hold hands. And I truly believe that. And Reverend Coleman and I spoke briefly on that, and we're going to get together.
Well, all I wanted was you to clarify.
Yeah. No,
so people don't go with misunderstandings. They know exactly what you meant, exactly what this rally is about,
right.
And that you're looking for progress. You're looking for equality among all people,
correct,
regardless of where they came from or where they're going.
And anybody that's watching, you're looking at black man, okay? I just happen to, my ancestors just happened to be brought to an island to be enslaved. So I really am standing hand in hand with our friends. But like I said, we believe that Dr. Quezada has done a great job, and I just wanted to make sure that we all, and he understands that we're behind him, 100%.
Sammy Ravelo, running for Congress, New York 16. If you think that he's the man, vote for him. Voting polls are open, guys. Vote. It's important to cast your vote.
One thing that I'm going to say, I'm not here as a congressional candidate,
but you are.
But I'm just going to say one thing. Please vote, even if it's not for me. Go out and vote, especially the Latino and African American community, because politicians, they look and listen to people when they see that we're voting, because they get the numbers. So make sure that you go out and make your voice heard, all right? Because it is very, very important. And the last thing I'm going to say, please, if you haven't filled out the census, take 10 minutes and fill it out.
Guys, words of wisdom. Vote. Make sure you vote. That's where you change things, at the voting poll. Dile aló, Marisol. Dile aló a la gente.
Hello. Hola. Déjame decirle algo. Yo quería decir esto, que para mí Yonkers es una ciudad bella. Y yo pienso que debemos unirnos porque todos tenemos una fuerza. Y no creo que peleando es que vamos a conseguir lo que de verdad queremos conseguir para la comunidad de Yonkers. Yo soy oficial de probatoria. Y yo ayudo mucho a mi comunidad. A mí me gusta ayudar a mi comunidad, sea blanco, sea prieto, sea hispano. Igual que yo puedo hablar de Quezada. Para mí, Quezada me ha ayudado toda la vida con las personas que yo trabajo. Cada vez que yo lo llamo, sea para un hispano, sea para un afroamericano, sea para una persona blanca, siempre me ha ayudado. Y yo veo que le está haciendo muchas cosas buenas para la comunidad, igual que con el comisionado de la policía. Hay cosas que se deben arreglar, pero hay muchas cosas buenas también. Él se preocupa mucho por las personas que tienen problemas mentales, por las personas que son homeless. Y siempre estamos en comunicación para ver, buscando fórmulas y entrenamiento de cómo nosotros podemos ayudar a la comunidad. Le hago un llamado para que nos unamos todos, así seamos hispanos, así seamos blancos, así seamos afroamericanos, y trabajemos juntos para poder mejorar esta comunidad.
La unión hace la fuerza.
Exactamente, gracias.
Gracias, señora.
De nada.
Yes. And then I send it to you. Okay. No worries, guys.
Hey, Lucas.
Lucas, you want to get in the picture?
Ani, ven, vamos a hablar con Marisol.
Yo conozco a Marisol. Hola, ¿cómo tú sabes ella?
You remember me, huh? Yonkers Bike Club.
Oh.
¿Y ahora? Yo lo sé. Yo te encontré.
Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. You guys this is all about you guys. You guys are the future. All right?
Right. So